Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is good, ladies and gents? What is happening? What is happening? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, my friends, on today's conversation, I want to talk about the recent referendum that went down in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I'm talking about the redistricting referendum that we all were talking about, not just on the local circuit, but on the national circuit. It made headline news all across the airwaves, the radio space, digital space, you name it. We talked about it. We're still talking about it to this day. Well, as you know, after the vote was all cast on April 21st, Virginia voted in favor of the referendum. Now, let me just kind of backtrack it again for you. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I always love to, kind of get folks all caught up with it. So, it was a referendum that was proposed, and what it was going to do is basically be more in favor for Democrats, even though this issue was a nonpartisan proposal. Okay, now they already had an independent commission, redistricting commission, where Virginia and most states do. They have a census cycle every 10 years. Redistricts flip. Basically, they change redistricting, and so congressional maps. And so this was something that would have been done mid census cycle, and so Senator Louise Lucas, a longtime Democratic state senator, pro tempore, chair of the Finance Committee, she, alongside House Speaker Don Scott, brought up, well, let's do this. 10-1, meaning that it will be congressional districts that will have 10 Democratic leaning and 1 Republican leaning. You currently have a 6-5 because we have 11 members of Congress that represent the state of Virginia. And so the reason why this was brought up was because, the Trump administration reached out to Texas, said, hey, look, I need some more seats, man. I need to get more power. I need this. I need that. And so he hits up Texas. Texas says, yes, sir. And then you got Florida doing the same thing, and Missouri doing the same thing. He tried to hit up Kentucky because Kentucky is very red, but Kentucky said, it's unfair. And look, and I'm all for, I totally agree with them, and I respect them because, again, being a majority Republican led, even though their governor is a Democrat, it still is not right? Gerrymandering is not a good thing. Gerrymandering really, in my opinion, should be like wiped away. Like it should be gone. We shouldn't exist. So we're going to talk about the redistricting because after everybody had voted, which it came very close. It was I have the exact numbers here in front of me, but it was extremely close, right? I'm talking countless of money that was put into this when it came to mailers, ads, you name it. I think I received like almost 10 different pieces of mail saying, hey, either vote no or vote yes. And so the public has spoken, voted yes in their favor, but a judge recently in Northern Virginia, a Republican appointed judge, had said, no, I'm not gonna amend this. And so it's so interesting because I'm pretty sure this wasn't like a shocker to the left, because at the end of the day, I mean, they're right. It is not fair, but being that he's a Republican-led judge, he's got to side with his party, and the party that was more in favor for no. And so he strikes down the redistricting effort. Every ballot cast is now void, okay? And appealing is coming. So we're going to talk about that on the program. Also, a new Navy secretary has just been appointed in the Trump administration. What else do we have here? An internet star has recently been found guilty. Someone who is, I guess, made a living off of promoting himself as the like financial guru and listen to me and I can help you. Almost like what's the guy's name that does finance? David Ramsey. Almost trying to be like a Dave Ramsey kind of influencer, but this guy turned out to be a fraud. Shocker. And if we have some time too, I also want to talk a little bit about the just a post the post what am I trying to say? The the takeaways from takeaways from the recent California gubernatorial debate. They currently have, I believe, 6 candidates. You have 2 Republicans and 4 Democrats. And yes, 4 Democrats, 2 Republicans. And it was their first debate after the recent drop of Congressman Eric Swalwell, who had dropped out of the race due to the allegations being brought against him. So I have put on social media, look, California's in trouble. All right. Especially the Democratic Party in California. Even though California is a very, very, very liberal state, I think there's starting to be a rise in frustration, which it's a shocker that it's happening now because I went to visit my time in California, which I was there for a week, right? I was just there vacation and visiting some family. And I was like, I gotta get out. I gotta, beautiful state. Don't get me wrong. Had a great time, wonderful time, but I couldn't live in California. And like I said, I was just there for a week. So imagine living there your whole life. Imagine being born there. Imagine that's a home that you care about so much. But it's like, okay, when will the change occur, right? When will we see some accountability? When are we going to see it, right? And so we have, even though it's majority Democratic candidates that are running for office, I don't know. Could this be a moment where you see a Republican get back in office? Because the last Republican they had was Arnold Schwarzenegger. And again, he was moderate, but a likable guy because he's a celebrity. He is Hollywood is what grew him. Okay. And so it has not been a Republican governor since. And that was a long time ago. Okay. Steve Hilton, who is a Fox contributor, conservative commentator, also Chad, I believe his name is Bianco, who is I want to say he is a sheriff, former sheriff. Let me see if I can. Yes, Riverside County Sheriff. Yeah. And so I checked out a little bit of the and I'm gonna play some highlights for you later on the show, but I watched a little bit of the debate, and I personally, I gave my top 3, and I will definitely provide you who I thought was my top 3. Also, I want to talk to about Fox News analyst, Republican strategist Karl Rove. He had shared his 3 key contenders that the Democratic Party should lean towards if they want to try and win the presidential seat in 2028. He named 3 that said, "Hey, look, these are my key contenders on the Democratic side," and I thought it was quite interesting. So I'm gonna share that with you too. In a few. But before we move forward, as always, family, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, tuning into yet another great episode here on the Arrington Gavin Show. This is episode 574. And as for those who are watching, there you go. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's iHeart, Spotify, Apple, just name a few. We're available on all major podcast platforms. You can also check us out on the streaming platform GOATverse TV. You can check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on GOATverse TV. All you have to do is just download the app on your phone, whether it's the App Store, Google Play Store. You can also download it on the Roku app or Amazon Fire TV. Again, that is GOATverse TV. Support independent media, support Black-owned media. I'm thrilled to be a part of this growing network, and we continue to just give you great content from politics, pop culture, music, what else? Comedy. They have a singing, songwriting competition show called The Full Package. I mean, it is a growing channel. Again, that is GOATverse TV. Then also, y'all, you can listen to us on the radio airways if you happen to be in one of these selected cities where we happen to be, where you can listen into the show. Shout out to WBOK 1230 a.m. out in New Orleans. You can listen in weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time to the Arrington Gavin Show. Then we're going to head over to the ATL. Shout out to WDJY 99.1 FM, where you can listen into the Arrington Gavin Show, again, weeknights, but this time at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then lastly, we're going to head over to Sin City, one of my favorite cities, Las Vegas. Be sure to turn that radio dial to KSHP 1400 AM or 107.1 FM. You can listen in Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Again, that's only on KSHP 1400 AM or 107.1 FM. All righty, my friends. Let's see. Got that out the way. I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. My day is going great. Later this evening, once I get off with you guys, I will be meeting my wife, and I will be checking out. We love to go to comedy show. We love comedy shows. We go to more comedy shows than we do music concerts. But we have stepped up. We're going to see some great shows coming up soon. We'll be seeing Bruno Mars has a new tour, so we're going to check him out. He has with a great lineup of people. We're also going to see Teddy Swims coming up soon. All right, very soulful, talented artist there, Teddy Swims. And yes, I also gotta admit, we got some tickets to see another show too, which I will mention that later on in the coming shows when it gets a little closer. Because one thing I've realized, these concert ticket prices, man, are insane. Okay. Like, I'm very blessed and grateful that my wife and I, we can afford to get concert tickets. But I just think personally, there needs to be a change when it comes to these ticket prices. I get it. People have to, people work. These are their jobs. How can folks make their money? This and that and the other. But I just think that we live in a society where there are people, a good number, that will pay massive amounts of money to see artists, but it's like they're paying with money they don't have. Sometimes they will literally say rent concert, bills concert. Like, I know they exist. Come on, we're not. Let's be honest here. We're gonna have real talk. I wish that folks will be more financially smart when it comes to that, because like I said, I know that they exist, but also I get it to a certain extent, because there's folks that they need a break from things, and a concert experience, especially when you see these big time artists like Chris Brown, Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Taylor Swift, all the Bad Bunny, all these top artists, they literally bring comfort, and it's therapeutic for people to enjoy that experience. It's like you can never take away an experience. There's folks that can't afford to do a lot of vacation travel, but they're like, hey, look, this experience right here is the icing on the cake for me. And so to that, I get it, but I'm just like saying, damn, these ticket prices are crazy. But I mentioned before the concert, we love seeing comedy shows, and later this evening we'll be seeing Sherry Shepherd host of the Sherry daytime talk show. Sadly, it was announced that it will be getting canceled, but I mean, we're Sherry Shepherd fans. I'm happy to, and excited to see her, and just proud of her just growth in her career. I remember when she was on what is it? The View, right? And even before that, I mean, she was on she was acting and doing comedy. Like she was the stuff. Jamie Foxx show. I mean, she had her own sitcom show along with Malcolm Jamal Warner. She was on a lot of stuff, and she, I mean, again, deserves all the success that she's doing. So my wife and I, we're looking forward to seeing her and getting a good laugh, because as you know, laughter is the best medicine. Shout out to comedian George Wallace, who continues to remind us all that laughter is the best medicine, and there's no other better medicine than laughter. Absolutely right. But yeah, y'all, I hope y'all are doing all right. I hope you're doing good. I was kind of early this morning, man. I was having a bad stomach ache for a second. Not severe, but when you kind of get that gassy feeling up there. I'm like, feels so good. Feels so good. And I don't know about y'all, but right now, these, I recently turned 31. I know I look 100 years old, but I recently turned 31, and my initiation, my my 31 era was not starting off pretty good. I was pretty ill, again, with a bad stomach bug, and it's just like I'm realizing that there's certain foods that I just can't eat no more, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, because I'm like, back in the day, I used to demolish this. This is my favorite meal. This is my favorite snack. This is my favorite dessert. Not now. Not 31-year-old Arrington. No. I eat that. That is it. Okay. I am going to be down for the count. All right. And I know I'm probably not the only one, but it is. I feel it. I'll be feeling it, and I'll be like, hold up. I cannot eat that. I can't eat that. That got dairy in it. I need dairy free, because dairy don't sit on my stomach. Oh, did that got pork in there? No, I can't eat that pork. That pork is bad on my stomach. All right, friend. I'm just enjoying life. Come on, bear with me. Look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna get started talking about these redistricting, man. We got to talk about it. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere, and do not change that dial. We'll be right back after this.
6'10", number 1 pick, 16 seasons, College Player of the Year, All-Rookie Standout. Joe Smith built a career on grit, consistency, and showing up.
Greatness isn't just about the game. It's about how you show up every day. Rugged Evolution now offers body care products for every man, because not every man wears a beard, but every man deserves care. Greatness doesn't fade.
It evolves. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Every beard deserves to be legendary, and every man deserves.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new Gold Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing other designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence, We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's talk about this Virginia redistricting, because I thought after where is it at? There we go. So after the vote was cast, honestly, I thought, over with. We done. We good, right? No more. Okay, perfect. But boy, was I wrong. The war continues. In regards to this redistricting battle. Even though Virginia, which is in America, but Virginians had cast their vote, and let me give you the exact accurate tallies of those votes. So 51.5% voted in favor of this redistricting, which basically means they said, yeah, let's do this temporary measures, because once 2030 comes, they will redo the whole cycle again. But for this period right now in 2026, it will be temporary. They're going to do a congressional change on the maps, Democrats are hoping to get majority during this midterm cycle to again affect the Republican Party and the Trump administration. Even though it's been said that this was a nonpartisan issue, it was publicized as a very big partisan battle, right? You had the Republicans saying no, vote no, this is gerrymandering, this is sad, this is this and that, and then you had Democrats saying no, vote yes, don't guess, vote yes. We didn't start it, the Republicans did, and we're just here to finish it. And so you had the back and forth. You had a number of folks who endorsed the voting no and the voting yes. I mean, for one, the money alone, let me give you an actual price point of the money that was spent during this whole redistricting fundraising records. Okay, so it shattered Virginia fundraising records, by the way, this redistricting referendum. $83.2 million raised in total. Groups that supported redistricting raised $62.3 million, and then the groups that opposed it was $20.9 million. Now, a big question I want to ask you all, because this has been brought up too. For the longest, the right has been publicized as the party of wealth, party of money. Has the Democratic Party now taken over as the party of wealth? Because again, those that oppose redistricting, as I mentioned, were mostly Republicans. Former Governor Glenn Youngkin was on the tour. Republican Congressman Jen Kiggins was on the tour. Everybody, every top a popular conservative influencer, Scott Presley, came out to Virginia, spoke. There were so many folks that were speaking saying no. $20.9 million. $62.3 million voted in favor of it. Now, could it be that people are starting to really open their eyes and say, well, you know what? They have a point, because Trump has been doing all he can to keep power since he's been in office. And, Trump does not make friends with anybody, regardless of political beliefs. He makes enemies. I mean, look, we took a Carlson out here publicly apologizing. He's done with Candace Owens. Megyn Kelly is now on his bad side. I mean, there's a number of folks, Alex Jones, there's a number of folks that are opposed of what the administration and Trump has done. But going back to this Virginia referendum, the majority have spoken in regards to, hey, look, we want to see fair elections, and that's what we're gonna get. Now, I'll be honest, it was closer than expected, because I really thought folks were still back and forth with the decision, because again, we're talking about gerrymandering, something that takes the power out of the voters, right? Gerrymandering takes the power out of the voters. But I was saying that from, I mean, since this whole announcement was, I still don't like gerrymandering. I don't think either party should do it. I think it sucks. But I do understand the logic. I understand. For example, I have been criticizing the Democratic Party for the long, especially after the presidential election, because Democrats don't play dirty, right? And that's coming. And I've talked with strong Democratic voters that are like, we don't grow a backbone. Okay, we don't have one. You got one party that's always bringing down the power when they have that superior power, X, Y, and Z. But we look like the little sad puppy dogs in the corner that's, hey, we don't want to fight. We don't want to fight. But now you're hearing folks saying you have to fight fire with fire. And so you can't sound like a hypocrite and be like, I don't like it. But for the longest, I've said you got to fight, you got to fight fire with fire. And that's what they did. Here I want to share with you all just the tally votes coming from just in Hampton Roads, right? Not the whole Commonwealth, but this is just in my neck of the woods, how they voted in the Hampton Roads area. So 7 cities in Hampton Roads. So my home city of Chesapeake voted in favor, yes, 50.7% yes, and then 49.3% no. So very, very close, because again, city of Chesapeake is a very red city, in my opinion. I consider it a red city. Hampton, a very blue liberal city. Obviously, you can see the huge mark from there. 70.5% voted yes. 29.5% voted no. Then we go to Newport News, very similar to Hampton. 64.7% yes. No, the no's were 35.3%. For that. Norfolk, again, another very progressive city. I would say a progressive, very, very, liberal leaning city. 71%. Actually, that's the highest so far out of the whole cities. 71% said yes in favor for the referendum. 71.3%, and then 28.7% voted no. And then we have Portsmouth, again, blue. All right, you see that? 70.6%, 29.4% saying no. And then Suffolk, okay, Suffolk we saw a little bit, but still majority blue, 57.5% yes, 42.5% voting no. And then I think we have Virginia Beach. So Virginia Beach won in the no's because very red city. So Virginia Beach and Chesapeake both voted pretty similar, but only one city out of the 7 cities voted in favor of no. That being said, I want to share just a couple of I want to share one clip. This is from on the show, Chris Cuomo show on News Nation. He sat down with Pennsylvania Senator Democrat John Fetterman. Fetterman shared his take on the recent redistricting change in the Commonwealth. Here's what he had to say.
Let me ask you one thing beside the point, because it just happened on my watch. I'm getting from DDHQ, our balloting outfit that we work with. They say Virginia vote is going to pass. The redistricting is going to happen. That will give your party more seats in that state. Do you think that's the right outcome?
I think everyone loses for that. I mean, I understand this was all that started after Texas decided to kind of do the same thing. I mean, I get the logic of to do that things, but overall we all lose at this point. I mean, the wrong thing doesn't make it the right thing, but that's where we are. And if we continue to just attack the other side, whether it's a red state or whether it's a blue state, our democracy is degraded. And then I really, it's just not, it should have never come to that, honestly. Like the people should pick the politicians the politicians should never pick their politicians. And so for me, it's to lose. I mean, there was an example in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania before 2018, they did that gerrymandering, and they had a severely skewed. It was 13 Republicans and 5 Democrats there. And then the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania said, we demand fair map. Yeah, and Pennsylvania went 9-9. Yeah. And that's the true purple state that Pennsylvania is. And so that's democracy. So I think that's what's important. I think that's the essence of democracy. But yeah, it was necessary based on what Texas decided to do. But overall, our democracy hurts through this.
So I couldn't agree more with what the senator said there. So again, I backtrack by explaining gerrymandering sucks. Okay? It sucks. Not a fan of it at all. The logic is there. Again, I understand why the Democrats push for this. And here's the thing. When it comes to this redistricting and gerrymandering, it only works in favor for whichever party is currently in power. So if the Republicans were in power, best believe it'll be voting yes across the board. If we currently have a Democratic-led legislature going on right now. We have a Democratic governor, Democratic lieutenant governor, Democrat attorney general, Democratic majority in the state Senate, majority Democrat in the state House. It's even though Virginia has always been considered a purple state, currently it's blue based on if you look at who we have representing in Richmond. But I don't disagree. Again, it's a loss at the end of the day for the American people, because this was all a power thing. I mean, again, look at what we previously had. We had a 6-5 congressional map. 6-5, 6 Democrats, 5 Republicans. Seems pretty fair right there, right? But this did not just only affect Virginia, but this mainly affected Washington, because Washington, Republicans have the majority. Okay, they have the majority in Washington. So even though we have a 6-5 here in Virginia, which seems quite fair, those 6 still have to follow. They still have to compete in Washington. That will come back. So again, I look at what was going on. They said, well, look, we need 10-1. I mean, good God, 10-1. Talk about a huge jump. I just, maybe bring it to I don't know. It's just, to me, it just sucks all around. But I want to continue to talk about this because a judge out in Tazewell County says Virginia cannot certify redistricting referendum election results. So let me go ahead and find if I can find that clip here for you, and we'll talk about a little bit about what they have to share on this. Let me go ahead and play this for you. Let's see here. Let me come out of that. So while I get that taken care of for you, no, there's been a number of people that has shared their thoughts. Obviously, Democrats in the House is extremely excited. Hakeem Jeffrey spoke so much excitement over it. And then the opposite was on the right. I mean, Fox News, and they were just like, oh, I can't believe this. Oh, this is ridiculous. Blah, blah, blah. And again, it's like, okay, where was that same momentum when Texas was doing it? Again, it's all a back and forth, and it's a child play kind of game, in my opinion. I believe this. There we go. This is what we want here. So let me share this clip with you real quick before we move on to the other.
But first, breaking tonight, a circuit court in Virginia ruled a short time ago, within the past 2 hours, that the redistricting referendum passed by voters yesterday is unconstitutional. The judge is now blocking certification of the election and denying a motion to stay pending appeal. Virginia's Democratic Attorney General responding by posting that he plans to appeal that. Correspondent Mark Meredith has all the details tonight, live from Alexandria. Good evening, Mark.
Right, good evening to you. Plenty of new drama here in the Commonwealth tonight. Republicans are challenging the legality of yesterday's ballot measure. They have asked the judge to throw out the case, essentially to wait for it to happen. An injunction was issued. The judge agreed. Democrats, as you mentioned, say they are going to appeal, that there's no merit to this case, that they believe this is an attempt to override the will of the voters. Either way, Brett, this is creating a lot more chaos ahead of November's midterms.
Donald Trump and Republicans launch this gerrymandering war. We're going to finish it.
Tonight, Democrats are claiming victory after Virginia voters narrowly approved a referendum giving state lawmakers power to redraw congressional maps this year, likely shrinking Republican representation from 5 House districts to 1.
It's a hyper-partisan gerrymandering boondoggle.
Critics accuse Virginia's Democratic governor, Abigail Spanberger, of flip-flopping after previously calling gerrymandering detrimental to democracy. She said it's now justified after Texas redrew its maps.
We want to respond to what we see other states doing at the request of this president.
Republicans say the fight's not over. The state Supreme Court has yet to rule if the referendum was legal to begin with.
We believe we have a very strong case before the state Supreme Court.
Today, President Trump, without proof, said the race was rigged, adding, "Let's see if the courts will fix this travesty of justice." Multiple states have already redrawn maps this year. Republicans say they've likely increased the majority by 3 to 5 seats in Texas. Democrats say the same in California. Both parties making smaller gains in Utah, North Carolina, and Ohio, with Democrats now holding the 2 to 4 seat gain overall. Next up, Florida, where a proposal meant to gain Republican seats may be unveiled as soon as next week. Top Democrats are vowing to spend millions to fight back. Today, Governor Ron DeSantis said, "Bring it on."
Please be my guest. I will pay for you to come down to Florida and campaign. I'll put you up in the Florida governor's mansion.
Other states are also looking at redistricting, including Louisiana and Missouri, but some court cases have slowed down the process, and the states are also eagerly awaiting a ruling from the Supreme Court when it comes to the Voting Rights Act, which could limit the role race plays when it comes to drawing new voting maps. Brett.
So okay, so you heard that there. So you have the judge saying it was unconstitutional. So basically, that's a little loud, my bad. Basically, folks are asking, okay, what happens now? So reading an article from one of the local Virginia ABC affiliates, I believe that's WRIC. ABC 8 News, Channel 8 News, says here, Virginia's congressional map will not be redrawn as this legal challenge, and the others that the proposal faces continue to play out. Now, Attorney General issued a statement recently saying that he will be appealing Hurley's decision. The statement reads as follows: "My office will immediately file an appeal in the Court of Appeals. As I said as I said last night, Virginia voters have spoken, and an active judge should not have to veto power over the people's vote. We look forward to defending the outcome of last night's election in court." I mean, the Attorney General was right. As much as people can't stand gerrymandering, the majority cast their vote and they won. A win is a win. An election is election. So, like, what's the deal here? Now, Hurley, the judge, also ruled that ballot language given to voters was flagrantly misleading and did not accurately describe the proposed amendment. The ballot language was as follows. Question: should the Constitution of Virginia be amended to allow the General Assembly to temporarily adopt a new congressional district to restore fairness in the upcoming election, while ensuring Virginia's standard redistricting process resumes for all future redistricting after the 2030 census? Now, as a result, ruled that all of the votes cast on Tuesday are ineffective, and that the Virginia Department of Elections is not to certify the special election results. He further declared that no actions can be taken to enact the proposal and redraw Virginia congressional map. So again, back to the whole back and forth party line issue, because why is this now happening? Why is this happening now? It's interesting. So I say all that to say, yes, Democrats might have won, or those that were in favor for yes won during the election, but the war is still continuing. The war is still continuing. And knowing those in office, I already know that they were aware this would occur. But let's see where this takes. Let's see where this goes, or if other states will follow along with what Virginia did, because as I mentioned, midterms is not looking good for the Republicans. We're seeing a lot of seats being flipped. We're seeing a lot of districts now turning blue, not because of redistricting, but because of the voters voting a new person, saying no, we don't like what we're seeing right now in Washington, and we don't like the representation that we see right now representing our community. So you're seeing the change there. But I just thought it's quite interesting. We will continue to follow up more with what's happening out here. Let me go ahead and move it on to another story. Let me see how am I looking at my time. Okay. So new Navy Secretary has just been announced. Hung Cao is a former political candidate. He ran for U.S. Senate against Tim Kaine. Lost very poorly. It was just, the debate was sad to watch. Hung Cao, who has served our country, he is now replacing a gentleman by the name of John, I believe, is it John Fillman? Fillman with a PH and not a F. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing that name right. Yes, John Phelan, who stepped down from his role. But Hung Cao, who has deep ties, obviously, but what I mentioned with Virginia, is now serving as the acting Navy Secretary. Now, once again, Trump continues to bring on the folks that kiss his butt, right? His far right leaning friends. I mean, this guy, which is so interesting. So let me go ahead and share. Let me go ahead and share this clip of Hung Cao. He was on the War Room, which is hosted by Steve Bannon, another, just one of the most far right leaning conspiracy theorists. I mean, put him in the same boat as Alex Jones, just a flat out just insane individual. This is Hung Cao, what he had, jokingly said on War Room with Steve Bannon.
This is great. I know I'll be attacked by the left and call me white supremacist, but I have one ask for them. It's just, when you give me my hood, make sure it's got the little slits and not the circles so I can see better.
Captain Hung Cao, thank you very much for joining us in War Room.
So hilarious. It's always hilarious. Good KKK jokes. That's the new secretary, or the acting secretary for the Navy. So yeah, that's interesting. And again, I mean, I didn't serve in the Navy. I'll have to ask some of my friends what's their thoughts on that. I do speak a lot with some of my military friends that do not think Pete Hegseth is anywhere near qualified for the position that he holds. But once again, you have so many folks that are either leaving, resigning, getting fired, and I guess now the question is, who's next, right? A lot of folks are saying Kash Patel, FBI director, is next. Some folks are saying that Tulsi Gabbard could be next. I mean, there's a long list of folks who just shouldn't be there. Pam Bondi's gone. Kristi Noem demoted from her position, but it could be getting worse with the scandal with her husband and the inflatable boobies and all that stuff. I mean, it's a trip of what's happening. I mean, it's a reality show. At the end of the day, it's a reality show, but that's what America gets. Because, hey, at the end of the day, America's spoken, and they said they want a reality star in the office. So now you got a reality show going on, and then we're in season 2 of this reality show. So, that's what you get. That's what you get. Because, I mean, when I hear folks like Tucker Carlson apologize, I'm like, spare me. Like, please. I don't want to hear it, dude. I really don't. Because it wasn't like this is his first go round. I've mentioned this before. It wasn't his first go round. This was definitely this was a long thought process you could have done, but instead you said, no, I think he's the right guy. I think he's good. I think he's the right guy for the job, and we can do something with this. We can do something with that. Let me go ahead, y'all. I want to transition over to the governor's race happening in California. So as you know, Congressman or former Congressman Eric Swalwell, Democrat out of California, was the leading candidate in the Democratic primary, really the leading candidate to possibly be the next governor of California. Allegations came out, sexual allegations, that is, by several women, and allegedly, right? So it's still an ongoing investigation. He has since dropped out the governor's race. Democrats, people in his own party, said, you need to just drop out of politics. And instead of him, receiving the embarrassment of getting expelled, him getting expelled, he decided hold on real quick. Why do you know what's funny? Why do people always call me when I'm doing a show? Like, just to disrespect people that know I'm doing it, and I dropped a paperclip too. Anyway, I'll get that later. But people were saying, he should drop out of politics, which he did. He ended up announcing he was gonna resign, because nowadays each party does not need any form of baggage at all. They already received too much of it in the White House, but they don't need it in the House congressional. They don't need that at all. And so, yeah, he left, but it's like, okay, who do you rely on now? So Tom Steyer, who ran for president before, billionaire, and used mostly his own money, lost, right? Didn't make it anywhere near, anywhere close, but he's a billionaire. He had the funds to do so. He's now looking as, like, at least what they're talking about is, like, he's a contender. He's the popular Democrat that people are looking at, because Katie Porter, a former congresswoman out of California, is a hot mess. I mean, there's a video showing how abusive she is to her staff. I mean, verbally abusive. And yeah, and so anyways, they had a recent debate that was, I believe, televised on through Nexar, I believe, because I saw it on News Nation. And so let me see if I can find some highlights of just that debate, and then also from a local political analyst shared his grade, gave his grade on who did good, who didn't, X, Y, and Z. So let me share that clip for you, and I'll give you my top 3 after watching that debate.
Question: do you believe that English proficiency, language proficiency, should be strictly enforced for truck drivers? You have 60 seconds.
I would absolutely fight the Trump administration, because the job of the California governor is to protect Californians. And right now, that includes protecting them from Donald Trump. Protecting Californians also includes enforcing traffic laws. And we've seen sometimes a need for oversight in California. For example, We have seen that the Department of Motor Vehicles was not enforcing rules around DUIs and drivers who had convictions for that. I am stunned that Mr. Bianco would say to Black and brown Californians and immigrants who are being terrorized and racially profiled that you have to get over racism. It's not something that you get over, it's something that you fight. And if he doesn't understand the importance of that, he has no business representing a state with the diversity of California.
Ms. Porter, thank you very much. Mr. Bianco, I'll give you 15 seconds to respond.
Yeah, again, that's not even close to what I said. What I said is we're Californians, and I'm speaking for them, especially from law enforcement. When I deal with persons of color every single day, Californians are absolutely sick and tired of our politicians making race the basis of everything. It is not. And this racial divide that they are pushing between law enforcement and the public, or Democrat and Republican, absolutely has to stop. And I'm telling you, we are sick of it.
Porter, same question. Do you believe that English proficiency, language?
So, okay, so that was one highlight between Sheriff Chad Bianco, who is a Riverside County sheriff, and the Congresswoman Katie Porter. Right there, you have Tom Steyer, the billionaire I was talking about. Earlier. Steve Hilton is a Fox News contributor, conservative commentator. Then Bianco, Xavier Barrera, who I believe served in Congress. Well, I apologize, but he's I believe Xavier did serve in Congress. Let me look him up real quick. And then this is Matt Mahan, who is the mayor of San Jose. Now, here was my thing here. My grade after seeing this was, okay, I'm gonna put I'm sorry, he was a Xavier Becerra, attorney and former United States Secretary of Health and Human Services. That's who this gentleman is. After seeing this debate, now Steve has run for governor before, just wasn't the nominee. I think during that time, Larry Elder also ran, but Larry was the Republican nominee. I put the mayor, Matt Mahan, I put him at number 1. Giving you my top 3. I put him at number 1. Steve Hilton, I put him at number 2. And then I put Tom Steyer at number 3. Katie Porter has baggage, so right then and there, she's out. I'm not gonna put her in that boat. Xavier Becerra, to me, just not the greatest debater, but also I just didn't get that. Oh, me being, I'm not a California resident, but I'm just saying in comparison, I put myself as a resident hearing it. Would I vote for this person? Would I vote for that person? And Barrera is extremely intelligent, very smart, but they had asked a question that was kind of like y'all kind of just dug yourself a deeper hole when they were asked, what grade would you give Gavin Newsom on homeless? And Becerra said an A. Now, again, I've been to California. My experience was like, y'all got a serious homeless issue. You do. Like, I hear it on TV, but you don't realize until you see it for yourself. Also, cost of living is high as hell. So that was some of the key issues that they talked about. Cost of living, they talked about homeless. And what was another key thing that they spoke on? Lordy. I'll get that in a second. They spoke on homeless. Well, I can't find them, but I know homeless cost of living. I believe was it something involving electricity. I'm blanking on it, but those are my three. And the reason why I'm giving Steve, because I personally think you could see an upset in California just because Democrats don't have an answer in California. And I also say that too because for the longest, see what the sheriff Bianco was saying is like, look, for 20 years we've had these issues under Democratic leadership, and it's true. It's true. It's always been a Democratic-led state. So he's like, okay, y'all need. I think it's time y'all need some to hear from another perspective. Someone even coming out of the Democratic Party, because a lot of the issues are, again, California is a Democratic-led state. So that being said, people are frustrated. Look, we got Spencer Pratt out here running for mayor in LA. That's currently led by Karen Bass, and a lot of people are not happy with Karen Bass. Okay, a lot of people are not happy with Governor Gavin Newsom. Bianco, though, to me seems like he's auditioning to be a commentator or like a Fox, to basically get a contract to be on TV, because he was just doing talking points and just, everything was extremely like he could eat. When you continue to, he was using talking points that most MAGA figures use. If I can be honest, never brought any logical facts, statistics. What is this plan is doing? Because there were many times where the monitor is like, I want to ask you haven't answered, my question. What do you exactly do? This, that, the other, or what would you do in a case like this? How would you better it? How would you do this? And it's like, I would end all the corruption that we got going on first and foremost. And I would that's how his answers always started. Now, Steve Hilton at least brought some stats, right? He was giving you like the legit, like, okay, here's what we're gonna have to do. Here's what we gotta do this. Here's what we gotta do that. And Katie Porter, she was over there. Tom Steyer again has the funds. People put him at number one. Do you really need a billionaire leading California? How does that relate to everyday people? But he is a very strong Democrat. He is in favor of taxing the wealth, even though he's like, hey, look, that'll be one of me, but I'm for it, right? I agree on that. The mayor of San Jose, to me, came out very sharp. Young, if I'm not mistaken, one of the plans that Tom Steyer talked about pursuing or bringing to the table if elected as governor was something that happened in San Jose. So to me, I'm like, okay, San Jose got their stuff together, right? The mayor's doing something right because they've seen these kind of progressions, this and that and the other. So that's why I gave them, my top three. Okay, Matt Mahan, mayor of San Jose, Steve Hilton, Fox News contributor and a conservative commentator, and then Tom Steyer, billionaire businessman out of Cali. So my time is running very slim, y'all. But ran out talking about ran out of time as we normally do here. But what's your take on that, y'all? Who do you think? Who are your top picks in California? All right, who are your top picks in California? And do you think that it will be a Democratic to win or a Republican to win? So 2 questions. Give me your top 3 or top 2. And then also, do you think it will lean right or left in this upcoming election, y'all? All right, my friends, look, there goes. Stay blessed, stay safe, always stay informed, and I will talk to you soon for another great convo. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.